The first time someone asked me if I knew what buzz pollination was, I was like, no, because really inside I thought it was like something nasty that I did in college one time I didn't really want to talk about. But then I found out it's also called sonication. So buzz pollination actually is super cool and it happens on plants like this. This happens on plants like this. So this is a huckleberry. There's lots of different kinds of huckleberries. This one's Vaccinium ovatum, but there's something cool. So don't be like, oh, plant flowers is born. No, this is crazy. So this is hanging upside down because here on the coast of Northern California, it rains a lot. And so if you have an open flower like this, the rain will come and wash the pollen away. And pollen's like the sperm, you know what I'm saying, for plants. So you need to keep your pollen. You don't want your pollen to wash away. So how do they do it in huckleberry? They have this rainproof flower. Okay, but you're like, doesn't the nectar and the pollen just fall out? And if you thought that, great thinking. Awesome, you should be an ecologist. Because it actually would fall out, but this plant has adapted. And this is related to blueberries. So this is the same trip for blueberries, salal, manzanita. They're all part of Ericaceae, and so they all do this crazy thing I'm about to tell you. So they have the the male sexual organ is called a stamen, and inside and then on top of the stamens where like the pollen comes out, that's the anther, and there's these little grooves and the pollen stays in there, and that's how it doesn't fall out even though the flower is upside down. Okay, but then the bumblebee and native bees, some of the native bees do buzz pollination. European honeybees, I don't believe they do any buzz pollination, or at least not effectively. That's why you need native bees for a lot of our crops like blueberries and stuff. But also our native plants need bees because of this. So the bumblebee will land on these flowers upside down, okay? So it would be like looking up like this. And then you know how you can like pop your arm? Some people can pop their arm out of there. It's crazy dancers like, and they pop their arm out. The bees can do that. The bumblebees could do that. One of our native bees and one of our native bumblebees. And then it acts like it's flying, but since its wings are out of socket, it just vibrates, and it vibrates until it hits middle C, the note middle C. And at the note middle C, that's when the anther's like, hey, and drops its pollen and nectar. But definitely it's pollen, okay? That's crazy. It's got to vibrate to middle C to get the... How did that happen? Did they plan that? Like, can you hit middle C and then I'll drop this? I don't know, but it's crazy. And that's what a lot of these plants are doing. So you're like, how does the huckleberry know how's it aware of the outside world and what this bee can do? If you believe in creation, then God created it that way. If you believe in evolution, then it took a long time to like perfect that and get more specific. But what's even crazier is the huckleberry also has a relationship with fungi under the soil. And it also has a relationship with birds. How does it have a relationship with birds, Griff? It's got a relationship with birds because it makes berries, and that's how it gets its seeds away from it. You thought that all fruits and vegetables were for us because plants like us. Like, oh, humans, here you go. But it's actually, they're just trying to get their seeds away from them so they don't have to compete with their seedlings for light and stuff. And so they created this berry that keeps their seed disperser alive. The bird eats it, gets everything it needs, takes crap, and it takes this plant far away. So huckleberries are dope. Go to homegrownnationalpark.org, homegrownnationalpark.org for more information about how you can make these kinds of things happen in your backyard. homegrownnationalpark.org.